Hey everybody, G-Force41 here with another PGA Tour 2K25 golf course design tip tutorial video. This time I am tackling the intricacies of water in the new designer for you. And as anybody who has been in the designer knows, the team at HB Studios and 2K have made some significant upgrades in terms of terrain painting and surface weathering over here, like you see. More textures, better assets, better trees, better interface, all sorts of great things in the designer, but water has become a bit of a challenge and there's some bugs. And I'm going to just show you my quick little tips on it. This is just a fictional little nothing course. I was testing out the designer basically in this thing, so this is not too pretty. But you can see there's a little pond over there. I'm going to just try to draw another stream into it from the right side of your screen. And we're going to move to that in a second. But there are great videos out there already from B101 and Crazy Canuck, so I highly suggest you look at those as well. I'm going to just show you my little take on it right now. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm just going to pretend I'm drawing a little stream down from this pond up here. It looks like the fictional 7th hole. I don't know if I'll ever really do this course. Down into this little pond before the 9th, right? And then you see a clubhouse and all this. Okay, this is really ugly, I know. But again, I was just putting a little plot out there to test the designer features. The bright green is pretty ugly. I don't know if I'd keep that. That's just, it's going to enhance your visual on the video. So I chose a bright green grass for you. All right, so let's get a stream flowing down here, right? Now, the good news is, it's much easier to build a stream because you can spline it in this designer. In the old designer, if you're new to the game, you only could lay down a plane of glass. So you would have to step it down, right? You couldn't tilt it. You couldn't bend it, twist it in any way. You had just a flat plane. And so you had to step it down, step it down, step it down. And as you can see here, we'd be going from way up here. You know, that's actually, oh, it's only 2 feet of change. But regardless, I think from here, yeah, from here to here, it's 15 feet of change, elevation change. So you'd have to step it down a good 4 or 5 times with waterfalls or hide it behind something. Okay, so the good news is you don't have to do that anymore. Why? Because now you can hit create water, create running water, and just draw a little spline. Great, here comes my little spline down to the pond. And as most of you know, if you've tried this, watch what happens. You got a little stream in there. It's floating. So it defies the laws of physics. It's amazing. So it's a great add to be able to spline it and just have the elevation change go, but it follows the terrain and it goes above the terrain instead of being sunken in a little bit. So what can you do? Well, obviously the easiest thing to do is just build streams at the water table level, which is flat. Well, this one I raised way up on purpose. So I can't do that, right? I love to do that. But so let me show you my little trick, all right? Okay, if you've watched Ben and Canucks videos, they suggest doing this. Take a brush. I think they might even do raise or flat. I'm not sure which one they do. But let's just say I take the circle brush, a flat one, right? A flat one is, I call this a hard brush. That's a hard brush. This is kind of between, that's a soft brush. I call that one the fuzzy donut if you're new to my videos. Because it's fuzzy, but it's kind of a donut, right? This is a hard circle brush, right? This will just go straight down, right, in the middle. The donut will average it out a little bit more and kind of push it down a little bit more concave, like a contact shape, the wrong way. Or shape, that's how you'd put it in your eye, right? So they suggest just taking this, and go down about 2 or 3 feet or whatever it is. Let's just say 3, doesn't matter. And go down and draw your stream. Well, look what happens. It leaves all those little humps and bumps in there. The problem with that is now you got all these bumps that you got to smooth out, because if you just go in and create water body, create running water, and click it in, it takes the humps and the bumps. See how it's all bumpy? Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's okay that it goes up and down, but it goes up and down a little with the land. So now you basically effectively have to go in and sculpt this and flatten it out. You can do that. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you'd have to go flatten and pick the brush. Maybe you pick the main, flattening brush and really smooth it out, or whatever the brush you want to do. Does that take a lot of time? No, I mean, it doesn't. You can do it that way, right? But now you're basically sculpting your water. The other thing you could do is, all right, so you can do that, but here's another thing you could do. You can take a flat brush. I like to take maybe this guy. Okay. Now you've got the, on the right, you got the legend over there, right? The kind of menu with the options. Advanced, don't forget you have the advanced edit, right? Because right now you can shrink it and, you know, move it back and forth and just resize it a little bit. Advanced edit lets you do the X and Y axes, right? So if you do this, it gets fatter. If you do this, it gets skinnier. Okay, and then you can scale it, right? So your stream might be a little curved. So in this case, maybe it's gonna be curved like that. Make it, now you gotta play around with this a little bit. Make it kind of big. Hit the triangle again to turn the advanced edit off. Now you can shrink it. Okay, and now this, maybe I want this to come down and be a little curved this way. Okay, you want it, now it's already shrinking a little bit, so it's kind of big. Gotta get it kind of just right. There you go. Down 3 feet. 3 feet. Actually, can make this probably a little, no, you know what, I'm gonna leave it like this. It helps if you click the button. Okay, there you go. Now you've got a nice little trench that's already kind of flat. Okay, so if you just do it that way, you can, now you go in and do the flatten too, make it even extra flat. Like that. Okay. And now let's see what happens when we put the water in. Start it right there. Now you can make it wide or whatever. You just gotta play around with whatever size and shape you're working with, right? We're gonna leave it right there. Ta-da! Now you got it buried a little, right? And that's kind of flat already. So let's just save a step. I mean, the way they were doing it's fine, but that's a neat little way of getting a little bit more surface area covered, right? Rather than just going circle, 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 and then smoothing it. You can make that a little bigger or whatever. You just gotta be careful that it digs in if the terrain you're working on is elevated, right? So up here it was starting to dig in. So now you just go up and do the same thing again. Flatten, give me the banana brush. Okay, so now you want to keep going. Now you gotta be careful because it gets a little steep. Now watch what happens. I just want to show you this. If you can do this, but the problem with this method is nothing's perfect. I'm not saying my method here is perfect. Advanced edit, make it skinny and long. Right, it kind of rests at the top there. See, it's way high up there, and so now it's digging in a little up there at top, and it's way up in the air, elevating things here because it's flat. You can't rotate it. So if I did this, you're gonna have a huge gaping thing up there. That's probably too deep, and so it doesn't look good. So you've got to really just play with the elevation that you're dealing with, because you don't want, the whole point is you don't want it going down too much. So you're going to have to take it a few sections at a time. Again, could you do this? You can go back to the circle from here if you want and do that again, but you're still going to kind of run into the same thing, right? You got those bumps. Now that's a little better. One thing you could do is kind of do this, smooth it out. Then take your banana brush and see what happens. Okay, but you're really gonna have to play with it. That doesn't look too good, but so it helps on long stretches that are fairly level to a slightly downhill, right? But it's going to fall apart a little when you get to the bigger elevations. But you're just going to have to do it section by section, right? I don't like what I did there, so I'm gonna get rid of all of that stuff. You can go up here and go about 4 down. Right, that's sectional work. Maybe only 2 or 3 feet down here. That section might work. Let's make these a little, whoops, a little wider actually. Right, that section might work now. Might need to get a little steeper there. That section might work. And now you can just bring it back to normal almost, right? Well, you need a little bit long. Whoops, going the wrong way. And that section might work now. Is this perfect? No, there's nothing perfect about this, folks. So this is just your workarounds until we get a little bit of a fix on the water. But let's see if now we've covered this terrain at all. Okay, not bad, right? You got to play with that point right there. But that's not bad. You got to do some work up here. But all in, that's decent. That's better than what I was seeing because, you know, with this crap. Okay, that looks ridiculous. So you basically got to dig your trench. Whoops. Spinning you around, making you dizzy. And you got to do it section by section. Is it level there? No. I mean, you still have to go and level it out, right? Because it is going to take the shape of the terrain. You know, it depends on where this. If this is in the trees, do you need to level this out? Not really. But now you can do the raise tool, right? Say this is in the middle of a hole. You want it a little lower. There you go. Okay. You can also do, just if you haven't seen the videos of Ben and Mr. Canuck, you can take the spline points and edit by the spline points. Now, this is another point I want to point out to you. Give me a spline point. Where are you hiding? You can hold and move. Okay, hold it. Now, watch. It says it's 120 yards up and then 0 yards. Ready? Watch the 0. 0.27 yards. You think that's not much? Well, that's 0.27 yards, not feet. So that's 1.2 yard. Let's just say that's about 1 yard. 1 yard. That's 3 feet. So 3 feet in the air is actually up to your waist, right? Watch. It goes way up. Right? So it's very sensitive because it's measuring in yards. Why? I don't know. But you can move it, okay? And that's, you're moving this. You can't see what I'm doing, but whoops. Let me undo that. Oh, it's not undoing it. There we go. So you can't see what I'm doing because I don't have one of those fancy things on the side, but hitting X. Okay, and now I'm hitting R1. Ah, please hold. Hold it. Now I'm hitting R1. No, hold and move. R1, okay? You gotta hold it. That's gonna go way in the air. So you can move, you can do this, but it's super sensitive because, you know, it's only, you're moving at yards, 0.5 yards. So you gotta be very delicate with it, okay? And you can do each point as you wish, or you can sculpt it. You can take this point, we gotta do this one, hold it. Whoops, it's really kind of hard to get the right point. Hold and move. There we have it. No, I'm on the wrong point, I think. I need to be up this guy. Hold and move, and I want to move that guy down about a third of a yard. And I think I moved the wrong spline, right? So, yeah, I'm on the wrong spline. Right, so it's really a delicate little operation here. Okay, sorry about that. It took me a way to get it. It's very, very sensitive. But now if you just go down a bit. Okay, that's lower. That's almost there. Almost there. But you see how sensitive you have to be? Alright, so I'm not gonna play around with it, but you have to play around with it, and then you can put a stream in there, a little waterfall if you're putting these splines together, something that's distracting. But it's not easy, right? That's the bottom line. You gotta keep playing with it. Bring it up. Almost there. And I just don't know if you can be that exact with that. Just a little touch. There we go. I mean, so that's not easy stuff, right, folks? So All right, and then you have to go back and sculpt everything in, right, and make this work and fit. And I left, whoops, let me turn off the advanced edit. Get rid of that. And kind of sculpt up over it and get rid of those edges. But now it's just a little bit easier than it was before because at least you've got a stream that's buried. The other thing, you can turn off the effects if you don't know. I left the effects on just so you can see it. But edit, and then you go disable the surface effects. And now you got, right, just the grass or the berry trick, right? And then you got to do it up there. But that doesn't look bad, right? So it's not that hard, not that easy either. So you got to play around with your surfaces and your lengths and your widths and all that stuff. But so that's my way of doing it. I'm going to add it to the course I'm doing now, but I thought I'd show you on this quick little plot I've got going. So more for now, I'm playing with 2 or 3 courses that I'm porting over. I'm trying a new one. It's basically a mountain course in New Hampshire, and trying all sorts of things. Trying to run the casuals. I'm a busy guy, but I'm having fun. I'm having a blast with this game. Haven't had this much fun with the game in a long time, so I hope you're enjoying it too. If you have any tips, requests, dedications, just drop them in the comments, and we will talk to you soon, but bye for now.